To my dear classmates and to our professor, Dr. Cynthia, a pleasant morning to all of you. Today, we will gonna share to you our model of Philippine educational management. The following proponents are Ma'am Sacasac Willyn Lizzie and yours truly, Neis Vania Mercy M. The 21st century education demands for globally competitive individuals that could firmly face the challenges of the fast-changing world. Producing globally competitive Filipinos is quite challenging in the part of the educators because of the existing Philippine educational system to which the curriculum is still found congested, and the bureaucratic organizational structure seems to be ineffective. Parallel to this is the affirmation of Durban and Catalan 2012 that the issues of the Philippine educational system involve the role of education in the national development, the unresponsive curriculum, improper monitoring of programs implemented, globalization of education, and politics in education. Thus, after finding out the issues and concerns in the Philippine educational system, and after considering the contribution of education in the country's development, the team has proposed this Philippine educational reform, presenting this design educational management model named as SACANEI Model of Philippine Educational Management. This is in response to the challenge in the subject, theoretical perspective, and educational management. This subject has challenged the future leaders to be transformational through introducing a conceptual paradigm that may help in the Philippine educational system reform. In this endeavor, the framework to be introduced is still subject for investigation as to its effectiveness as management is concerned, targeting the learner's holistic development as a whole. The 21st century learners. Considering every individual as the valuable asset of the country, the SACANEI model of Philippine educational management aims to holistically develop a 21st century learner that possesses the skills that will help them cope with the life and work in a 21st century communities. This can be only achieved with the helping bodies, namely the 21st century teachers, the 21st century leaders, with the genuine support of the community, people referring to the parents, LGU, private entities, and other external stakeholders. Twenty-first century teachers. Able to succeed in a 21st century classroom, Seoul 2015, as cited by Sacasac 2016, affirms that preparation to whatever changes in the era of education of today's generation is highly needed. Certainly, teachers are required to be equipped with 21st century skills to competently help the learners develop the desired skills as well. Similar to this is the assertion of Cabanli 2009, citing the report of Rosenthal 2007, which revealed that the quality of the teacher is the only essential factor that determines quality education of a child. It is therefore recommended that the teacher should foster the 21st century skills to be highly competent in producing 21st century learners. Twenty-first century leaders. Of course, this would not be achieved without the school leader who possesses the 21st century managerial skills that adhere to the set standards of the Philippine Professional Standards for School Heads, of the Result-Based Performance Management System or RPMS. Supportive community people. Further, the SACANEI model considers the intensification of the school-based management or SBM, which decentralizing decision-making authority to school with the active engagement of the stakeholders.
GMRC, Values Education and Morality, Health and Wellness, Academic Prowess. The proponents assert that human resource development does not only refer to academic aspects of professional growth, but it does also concern the wholeness of teachers, school leaders, and community people. The SACANEI model gives importance to the individual's physical and mental wellness and morality. Perhaps, the proponents strongly believe that teachers, school leaders, and community stakeholders' physical and mental fitness and moral uprightness would be radiated to the learners. The proponents anchored the SACANEI model to Republic Act No. 11476, which is institutionalizing good manners and right conduct or GMRC and values education in the K-12 curriculum, by which GMRC will be taught from grades 1 to 6 as a separate subject and will also be integrated into the daily learning activities of kindergarten learners. And the values education will be taught as separate subject from grades 7 to 10 and will also be integrated into current subjects in grades 11 to 12. Further, the SACANEI model gives emphasis on the health and wellness, specifically on the physical and mental. It is strongly believed that health and wellness has a great impact to the performance of the learners, teachers, school leaders, and community people. With regard to the academic prowess, curriculum modification is highly suggested, focusing only in elementary level. In this curriculum reform, the SACANEI model proposes that in the K-12 basic education curriculum, the Department of Education may only focus on the literacy and numeracy skills in elementary level with GMRC as a separate subject. Application of the minor learning areas such as music, arts, physical education, health, science, and araling panlipunan can be integrated while developing the literacy and numeracy skills of the learners. These minor learning areas may be spirally taught in secondary level as a separate subjects. In addition, to ensure health and wellness, every Friday is Interest Day. Generally, the desired knowledge, skills, values, and attitudes would be surely developed with this reform. Transformational leadership. This educational reform may be too ambitious. However, the proponents strongly believed that school capability and teachers' competences is essential. That is why strong foundation is highly desired to be established, to which transformational leadership is extremely recommended. The SACANEI model believes that if an organization is governed by a transformational leader, various innovations would be generated parallel to the assertion of Jensen, Vera, and Grossan in 2009, which states, transformational leadership behaviors contribute significantly to adopting generative thinking and pursuing exploratory innovation. To completely produce globally competitive 21st century learners, the SACANEI model adopts the characteristics of the Weberian model of bureaucracy in educational management with transformational leadership. These characteristics are the division of labor and specialization, impersonal orientation, hierarchy of authority, roles and regulations, and career orientation. With this, the teachers' ancillary services would be lessened. The dominance of the spirit of formalistic impersonality would be achieved. The school head, teachers, and other personnel in school base would be well-oriented on their respective rights, duties, and responsibilities. And most importantly, to inspire the teachers and other personnel to do the best in them, their efforts would be recognized and rewarded through fair promotion. In conclusion, the overall purpose of educational management is to effectively and efficiently create and maintain environments within educational institutions that promote, support, and sustain effective teaching and learning environment. Effectively and innovatively, managing change is the primary challenge facing educational management locally, regionally, and globally in the decades ahead.